Welcome back, Juventinita, to the Juventinita, back to Black and White Podcast. My name is Daniel Anigro, and we're live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And, again, we have a couple famous guests coming back to the show. A couple ball busters, a couple of UK Titans, as we call them. The two boys from obviously one's in London, one's in Scotland. And we go on again. One famous face, you're going to notice is back again. Yes, I did have to change the look to make it look like we're doing a new day, but Graham was gracious enough to come on the last one. This is going to be the season preview number 4, and we're just going to look at the expectations, guys and girls, and see what we think is going to happen this year. A couple topics that have come up, and we'll get into the news as always. But without further ado, Auber at Juventissimo 90s and at Graham 1897. Graham, welcome back. Auber, welcome back.
Thank you, Daniel, for having us on.
Yeah, and Auber, your episode there was cruising up the charts last time, but the dislikes were going like crazy. So I don't know if I was thinking should I keep you on for this podcast or not when I redo this now. But some certain clowns have a death squad that goes around and takes care of their bidding. So that's just the way it's going to be.
It's the way of showbiz.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. Exactly. So let's get into the news. Obviously, as of late, Alexandro picked up another muscle injury. So it looks like he's going to. That's the reason why. If you've seen the pre-match or the post or the thoughts of what the formation is going to be, that's why he's not in there. And it's assumed that Pellegrini's going to be in. Hopefully that's not going to be something that's long-term. He's had quite a few injuries now, one being the ACL and then the tear that he had after the Coppa Italia matchup. But there's even thoughts now of De Sciglio beating Pellegrini. And me and Graham talked about it a little bit before, but let's get your thoughts, Auber, on what do you think about De Sciglio? And then even something added on to that. I believe it was Genoa that might be looking at bringing in Pellegrini for a loan. So what do you think about that, Auber?
Yeah, it's just like Pirlo saying he played Danilo in centre back. Yeah, okay. Well, what about Demiral? What about him? What about our Turkish wall there? No, I don't understand. I don't get it. Let's play Pellegrini. Why on God's earth have they got such doubt around this guy? Right? I don't understand. Right? Clearly. Not going into the transfer details, but clearly he hasn't been loaned out again, even though there are talks of it. But, I think just play the guy. For Christ's sake, just play him. Just give him a chance. Simple as that. But De Sciglio, honestly, when there was rumours of Barcelona coming in for 10 million, they should have just, I think we could have bought a flight ticket. Chaperoned him straight to Barcelona, direct to Barcelona. But look, De Sciglio, I've always seen him as Allegri's pet boy. Every coach has their pet boy. You've got Sarri with Jorginho, Mourinho with Bale. Allegri, De Sciglio. And Allegri is long gone. That ship's long sailed. So I don't understand.
You seemed a little angry when you kept talking about De Sciglio. Does he reach
he's a schmuck, man. I don't know how people bloody hell think he's actually a quality player. And then when they were thinking about him, talking about good, he's a great player. He's bullshit to that. He's not a great player. He's a rotational squad player at best. And people forget we're Juventus. We're not bloody middle-tiered Milan squad anymore, or Parma, or Sassuolo. We can't be content with a player that's so mediocre that is. And every time he comes on, I swear to God. I'm the first to say, watch this, he's going to lose the ball. And what does he do? He loses the ball, hits the ball out to play. He just doesn't play. I just don't understand.
Yeah, and I can't remember who was in the conversation, but they were trying to convince me that, he's not a bad third string. Well, I mean, sure, if you're assuming that he's just going to sit on the bench and not do anything, then fine, he's an okay third, but at the end of the day, I think the 4 players we have is the depth that you're looking at. So there's no need to have an extra salary. And if you're looking at, okay, well, maybe he can play as a backup. I don't think any team. I think every other team in Europe has a better backup than we do with the Chilio. So that's just my
Well,
thoughts on that.
to be fair, Dan, to sum it up, we have Quadrado who plays right back. So he's away. He's got Quadrado, Danilo. Danilo's a specialist right back, and De Chilio, his position is right back, is right third string. So that just goes to show, you know.
Maybe he can play as a fantasista. Maybe he can play that role. Eh?
Jeez, yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, now we go into the Milik and the Dzeko saga. Apparently, he's going back from Switzerland to Roma to figure that out. I guess the medicals went well. We still sitting on this for the past week and a half, and yeah, the wheel is round and the world is round. So, guys, what do you think about? Obviously, your thoughts with Dzeko coming in. Does that now mean that Dybala's forced to go to the wing, or are we going to play him in the number 10 role and behind? And then what about Ronaldo? I know we talked about a little bit about that with Graham, thinking that we were going to be a 4-3-3, but we'll start with Graham. Let's hear your thoughts on that, man.
Oh, I almost just ended this conversation as soon as you started talking about Dybala as a winger. Good God, do we need to do that all over again? We saw how bad it was. I mean, Dybala was so successful out wide under Allegri's final season that the club tried to frickin' sell him. So we're gonna bring in, like, it's just a carousel of all these damn names, whether it's Milik, Suarez, Dzeko, over and over and over again. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, why are we linked with these guys? I mean, these are names that aren't going to be happily sitting on the bench. Dybala's not going to be happily sitting on the bench, so where the hell are we going to play Dybala? Oh, everyone starts saying, well, he can play as a winger. And I'm like, I mean, you got dementia or something? I mean, 2 seasons ago, the guy was so bad, we tried to sell him. So, yeah. You know, that's my main worry. I mean, what's Dybala thinking when he's hearing and seeing all these rumours? I mean, this is our number 10. This is a guy that's always in contract extension negotiations. And the club's been linked with other strikers. So where the hell does Dybala go? You know, you can only play him in 2 positions as far as I'm aware. You can play him as a striker up front in the middle, or you can have him as a shadow support striker, like the partnership that he had with Higuain. So that's his 2 roles. You want him central, you want him close to goal. The further away from goal Dybala is, the more useless he is.
Bear?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Graham on that. I mean, I think, you know, I cannot see him playing on the wing. That's the mistakes that were happening. He gets pigeonholed there, right? So he hasn't got movement there, right? So his gameplay is all about bringing the players towards him, runs with the ball. You know, he brings the play to him. So if you put someone that pitches him to the right, the only thing he's going to do is then bring the ball back into left into the field and into the center. So they know that. So they just constrict his play. Whereas Dybala, I think with you know, if Dzeko comes in and we got Ronaldo will play that free left wing role type, left winger, striker, whatever you want to call it, his own thing. And Dybala will sit just behind Dzeko, and Dzeko will be playing up front solid there. But you know, it's an interesting dynamic. I mean, I think the latest of what I've seen today is that there's a bit of an issue with the boss of Napoli wanting Milik to pay his 300,000 or 30,000 euro fine. I cannot believe if this all fails because of that bollocks. I think that's an absolute, you know, it's a buffoonery of a transfer. You know, and I think I speak on behalf of all Juventinas, all of them. I think we're just sick and tired of this constant bullshit merry-going around. Suarez, Milik, Dzeko. Oh, Keane's coming into the fray. Morata. Oh, he's gone off. Suarez is doing the Italian. I'm just.
Giroud.
Yeah, and Giroud. Yeah, don't forget him. We're just tired. Listen. This is look. Transfers are not that easy. It's not about sitting on the table and, you know, sign a piece of paper or how much you want to give me, how much we're going to do. I know I appreciate. I don't know. I appreciate it's complex, right? It's a complex piece of business. But for Christ's sake, whoever's in the Juventus camp leaking, because there's someone there telling something to Agresti and Monblano. Obviously, who's ever telling Monblano is telling some bullshit stories. But you know, it's interesting, and I just think we're just tired. You know, you speak to fellow Juventinis, and they're just tired of the same bollocks that goes around every season. And then I love it. About halfway through the summer, Non si tocca Dybala hashtag starts coming up again. And this is the second summer this happened again. I mean, oh, Jesus. Really? Look, and guys, you know what's interesting, though? Just to talk about Dybala very quickly, he's going to be 27 at the end of this year. 27. So he's not, I think people forget, it's like Pogba. People think he's still 22, 21. He's still got a lot of potential. He's 27. So he's not, you know, he's got, I think it's got to happen now for him. Like now till when he's 28, 29, because I don't know what's going to happen for him if he doesn't blow up. So, you know what I mean? It's now or never for this guy. So, but we'll see.
Well, that was a nice rant by by Auber.
Yeah.
Beautiful, makes my life easy. But yeah, no, I was just kind of pissed with with Juve because they made this accessibility to like a passport. I mean, I'm J1897 membership. Like, can they all of a sudden give me my my Italian passport? Like, I got my citizenship, I got my papers ready to go. Can they hook that up for me? But Auber, you seem to miss one thing. This is Agnelli. He's paying Tutto Sport to say De Sciglio's worth something. So maybe in the realm of possibility, someone will be like, "Oh, well, Barcelona wants De Sciglio. Maybe we'll get in on that action." It's all a joke. It's all a farce.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I agree.
the only thing that maybe is for certain, Piazza is going to go and undergo his medical at Genoa. Obviously, he's going to go on loan there. We have too many wingers, and that's basically the only reason. Apparently, PSG is now coming back into the conversation for De Sciglio because Bernat has an injury. So, thank you, Sky Sports, for that that insightful news. Kulusevski obviously had his debut, his press conference. I believe that was yesterday or earlier today, and he's going to stick with the number 44, which I'm not surprised. But a very promising player now. Even his status in the squad being as a striker, second striker, where he was played in the game against Novara, seems to be the position he's going to be sticking with against Sampdoria. So and with Ronaldo being up there on top as well. So guys, what's the case? Has Ronaldo agreed with Pirlo to be a striker, play as a striker? Go ahead, Graeme or Auber, whoever wants to take it.
I mean, I think it doesn't matter what formation or tactics you present to the team and Ronaldo. At the end of the day, Ronaldo's just going to do what Ronaldo wants to do. I mean, we saw it time and time again last season. I mean, all credit to Ronaldo, actually. This was a good thing in my view, where the team just looked shambolic, and you saw Ronaldo on the pitch telling the likes of Matuidi, you stay back. You stay there. That guy over there, he comes forward, and it was almost like Ronaldo was the manager or the coach. So at the end of the day, if Ronaldo wants to go forward, he's going to go forward. If he wants to sulk, he's going to sulk. So, like, I'm very interested to see on Sunday against Sampdoria just how Pirlo sets us up. Because, like, we've heard and seen time and time again that, Ronaldo doesn't want to be a striker. Ronaldo likes to start out wide and just drift inside and go wherever he wants. So it'll be interesting to see if we actually do start with two up front, or if that just turns into one up front, or God knows what, because Kulusevski's not really a striker either.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a false nine or something.
I think obviously Novara, you can only take a pinch of salt with friendlies, and traditionally Juventus do pretty shit in friendlies, right? We think, oh God, what we've usually I talk from experience from going live to watch friendlies when they came to England under Claudio Ranieri, and I thought, oh my goodness, we lost to Newcastle, drew to Sunderland. You think, Jesus, what's going to happen this season? So I think it can only, and a lot of people got a bit excited about the win over Novara. And look, some interesting thing about McKennie, but coming back to your up front, I think he's going to play the same model he played against Novara, having Kulusevski up there with Ronaldo. And I think it's going to be free reign, isn't it? I think Kulusevski's. I think we're going to do a Spain 2010 moment here. I think we're not going to have an out and out. No one. We're not going to have a go-to. I think Ronaldo will float. Watch Ronaldo. He will float from left into centre. He will float left into centre. They'll do the cross long ball bollocks, which I hate. And they will move that movement of him going into centre to get that long ball. And if that's not working, you'll see Ronaldo drift back to his left wing and then bring the play in. So you'll have your midfield flooding the up front. So maybe you have Artur. I don't know if Artur will be playing tomorrow, but you never know the lineup again, you know. But we know Kulusevski is definitely playing, and we know Ronaldo's definitely playing. So I won't be surprised if we'll see a change of time. I'll be very disappointed if it takes Pirlo 70 to 80 minutes to realise that the long ball's not working with Sampdoria. Because that would be very frustrating. And I think, look, I had the frustration. I think all of us had this frustration with Sarri. It's like, change the goddamn game. Do something, you know. And he never did until they scored. Oh, now let's change. It was too late now, isn't it? So we'll see.
Well, and yeah, in the previous episode, me and Graeme were talking about that exactly, and how his tactics and what he's talking about is how he wants his football is so similar to what Sarri actually wanted from this team. So, and then another thing to look at is Danilo then slotting in as a center back. Like, what do we think of that? Now, it's essentially, I think what he's trying to do is exactly what Sarri experimented with, and bringing. Well, obviously we don't have Alexander now, so it's going to stay the way it is. But Alexander would slide in as a third center back once we went into the attacking half to cover for Cuadrado's runs. It looks like just setting up the team, it's going to go this way, and then you'll get one of the, obviously Pellegrini slotting back, and Kulusevski will probably join or stay up as either a 4-5-1 or 4-4-2. And yeah, so what do you think about giving these responsibilities? In the past, like, I don't know what we're playing with fire again, are we not? Auber?
Yeah, I think Danilo playing that centre back position, it's a strange one. I don't know. Is he probably telling Danilo to sit back and let Cuadrado run free on that right wing and come back and forth? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Demiral. Is he injured again? Is there something that we don't know about? I just don't understand why we can't play this guy. And you know what? I worry sometimes. I don't think it'll happen because Chiellini, this will probably be his final season for us, and definitely if he gets injured big time, that's over, right? And Twerk Merchant is still in the centre. They still love Twerk Merchant in the middle. For Christ's sake, I think his time is up as well. So I cannot understand for why he can't play. Chiellini, Twerk Merchant, and Demiral. Just play those three and let Demiral start learning the trade. And when Chiellini shouted at him, you made a mistake. Fine. Listen, I'm expecting Demiral to make the mistakes. Right? But now you're playing Danilo, who's traditionally for Madrid played right wing. He loves bombing. He's Brazilian. It's in his nature to run down the wing and get the ball into the box. So, look, guys, I reserve judgment. I'm going to see what's going to happen.
Graeme?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is, like, when we're defending, we revert to a back four. That's the only thing I can think of because, you have Danilo tucked in the centre and then you'll put him out wide as a right back, essentially. Demiral is pretty much a centre back, so you wouldn't really want to put him as a right back. That's the only logical thing I can think of. Otherwise, I don't know why the hell you don't have Demiral because, Demiral, he was starting to look very good before he got injured. Like, he had a rocky start. I remember, I think, I might be getting the opponent wrong, but I'm pretty sure his debut was against Sassuolo. And, he was very aggressive, which, we love to see. And then he gave away a penalty, and I was like, oh my, you're too aggressive. You need to calm that down. Yeah. But, when he got more starts, it looked like he was calming it down and he wasn't overly aggressive. But that aggressive side to his game was still there. So, I would like to see him start more games. Because, we can't rely on Chiellini. Like, I love the guy. He's one of my all-time favourite defenders. But, age catches up to everyone and he's incredibly injury-prone. And just one last thing. If we're going to actually play with a back three, then Bonucci really needs to excel. Because, we all talk about, maybe it was Barzagli and Chiellini that made him look good back in the Conte days. Because he's more suited to a back three rather than a partnership with two. So if he's still twerking and doing all his things in a back three, then he's got no excuses and he's done pretty much.
That just sounds like such a great idea for a piece of merch, like Twerk Merchant. To me, that sounds unbelievable. But that's pretty much all for the...
It's his new style of defending, isn't it? With his ass hanging out. That's why. I don't know what that's about.
I mean, I understand the arms tucked in, but I don't know why.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that picture his arse sticking out, and the ball's going past him to go for a goal. How many times have you seen that last season? It's just I don't get it.
That's what happens when you don't have Chiellini or Delict beside you.
Well,
You're scared. You're scared to
well,
fucking do anything.
to Graham's point, Bazzali, to me, is one of my favourite defenders of all time. So underrated and underappreciated by so many. You know, that guy was a beast for us. And he was a silent beast for us. Chiellini was loud, in your face, brash, blood everywhere. Bazzali was the clean-looking, rugged-looking guy, the beard, clean, and he was. I don't know, people don't remember this, but he was sprinting the pitch up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, I miss him, man. I miss him.
Yeah, especially for that price tag, you can't. That was worth every penny as well. Yeah, like if that.
Absolute steal.
Yep, for sure. And let's get into a hot topic that's been all over Twitter. There's been in favor, against. Different podcasts have been talking about it. The Higuain deal. Now we see him go to Inter Miami, and obviously contract terminated. I'm not sure if that was a complete buy. I'm sure they paid him his full due, if not half of what he was owed. But was the 90 million? People have been going back and forth. He wasn't good enough. He was good enough. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Graham, you can go first.
Great.
Well, at the time, I don't remember anyone complaining back in 2016. And maybe what was it? Maybe it was a year later, suddenly the transfer window just got smashed wide open with the likes of Mbappe and Neymar going for, extraordinary amounts. At the time, right, if you take yourself back to 2016, okay, we didn't have a number 9. We had Morata, right? Now, there's a lot of nostalgia around Morata, okay? Sometimes I'm guilty of it. And people will talk about, his goals against Dortmund and Real Madrid. He was brilliant. He was a hitman for us. He was clinical. No, he wasn't. He was very inconsistent, incredibly inconsistent. And before Morata, I honestly can't think of who was our traditional number 9 striker. And then once Morata went back to Real Madrid because they activated the buyback clause, we brought Higuain in. Now, Higuain was brilliant for Napoli. I mean, he broke an all-time goal scoring record the previous season. And then we spend 90 million on this guy. We bring him in. He's scoring goals for fun, okay? I mean, he was phenomenal for his debut season. And he gets the tag, big game bottler. I must have imagined when he scored the majority of the goals against Monaco in the Champions League semi-final. That got us to the actual final. So he wasn't a big game bottler. And I thought he was brilliant in his first season. He tailored off slightly in his second season, but again, he scored big goals for us. I mean, he scored the majority of the goals again in the round of 16 against Tottenham, and then he scored the winning goal against Merda, the 3-2. If we don't win that game, we lose the Scudetto to Napoli. That's a fact. So he did turn up in the big games. It was just unfortunate the way it ended. I mean, we know he's got the reputation. He's a very emotional player. So if he doesn't feel wanted or loved, then, forget about it. He's not going to give you that love back. And basically, we kicked him out the door as soon as Ronaldo came. And then he comes back and it's like, Sarri's here. And there's all the speculation. We're going to try and sell him again. And Higuain said, no, I'm going to stay. But I think something broke when Juventus forced him out basically to Milan and then Chelsea. I just think something broke between the player and the club, and we never got to see that again from him. But, to finish off, it was his time. Because, I mean, the guy's 32, whatever, on big wages. We all knew, it had to go. Thanks for the memories. And I loved him when he was playing for us, at the beginning anyway. But it had to be a move that had to be done. It was just unfortunate the way his career ended, those 2 final seasons. Or 1, really.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I'm a big Higuainito fan. Pepita, I'm a huge fan of Pepita. If you look at when he got bought from Napoli, guaranteed you, no one was questioning about the sadness or upset that he's joined us, right? Because there was Higuain, who on the back of his last season with Napoli was unbelievable season. I mean, if you think about his stats, he scored 71 goals and over 104 games for Napoli, right? I mean, that's massive, right? And before they went to Madrid, he was at Real Madrid and all that. But that being said, as a player, to Graham's point, the last number 9, okay, number 9, we have to go way back to 2006 when we had Zlatan, respectable number 9. Now, so just think about that. That's 10 years. 10 years that we've come through the entire catalogue of strikers of playing number 9 who have been absolute dog shite for us. And people say, oh yeah, Wayne, people have put, oh, he's fat and he's shit and doesn't score goals, blah blah. Well, hold on, he scored about almost 48 goals for us in 100 games. That's almost a goal every game, every 2 games. Sorry. Now I agree with Graham. He was tailing off. I felt because as I was a fan, I'm not a fanboy of Higuain. I'm always a fanboy of Argentinian players coming to our club, like Tevez. I was over the moon when Tevez came, right? But I'm talking about pure number 9. I think the fact is, you look at him and what he's done for the club. No one, I stand on this, can tell me my face to face to say you were not celebrating that 3-2 goal against Merda, 89th minute. In April of 2018, for God's sake, if you're telling me, yeah, well, then you can jump then, because I can tell you, got plane traffic, because I can tell you something now. That was an unbelievable moment. Now, you talk about the price tag. I know Al from All Juve cast, he's saying 90 million to prize away from Napoli. But guys, who do we have there? What other number 9 did we have there that could score goals peripherally, up front, solid, classic school number 9 player? There weren't many guys. And then to Graham's point, after that you got Neymar and Mbappe coming at stupid money, 200 million. Since then, to what Graham was saying, we now don't have a number 9. Now we're talking about Suarez, Mr. Fangman. You're talking about you got Dzeko, coming in. They're good players. But now I think what's going to happen in about 2 seasons, 3 seasons from now. If we don't get a quality striker, like an out-and-out striker, they're going to say, shit, classic. We had Higuain. And like I said, to Graham's point, I was disappointed when this whole Milan saga happened. Because you could tell when he got the red card against us, he was really upset about it, right? He was really emotionally charged. And that wasn't against the players. It was management. So, yeah, I wasn't happy about that. So I think since then it's been downhill from there to Chelsea. We're trying to get rid of him, off his book. So it's and to the final point, he's 33 in December, right? So he's getting on. He hasn't got the pace, we know that, but my God, he has the finishing. Because remember the Napoli goal, and he managed to do that. So there we go.
Wow, Auber is on one today. Holy shit, he's rolling today. But no, guys, I got to agree with you. You got to remember the last season we had with Sarri. You got to think that's a write-off. What happened with his mom and being sick, and his head seemed to be in another place all season, and he pulled through, and then COVID was happening as well, and that's a lot to think about, right? Everybody's got a family, and when you got to worry about that, I was, Al, I think got it wrong with the price tag. He seems to forget that we sold Pogba for 100 million. So really, there was no ill effect from that. A lot of people like to conflate that because we spent that 98 million or 89 million, whatever the hell it was, and then Ronaldo came after. Those are the two. The worst of the two was Higuain and not the Ronaldo. Higuain's deal was pretty much paid for in cash. So really, there's nothing to worry about in terms of finances. Then you go and splurge on another 100 million plus whatever we're paying, 31 million a season in wage. That's what's killing you right now. So for financial, I'll leave it at that. And for a player who's been here for 4 years, what was he making? That comes out to, I think, around 30 million a season. That's not horrible. That's not horrible in today's for what he provided. Like you said, with the goals you guys mentioned, I'm not going to say them again because they were crucial. And yeah, he was crucial in many moments. Sure, you could argue, and I would agree with, get rid of him 2 years ago, but we're here now. Hindsight's 2020. You can, you got to find, like you said earlier, Albert. Transfers are not, come to the table, sign the contract, good to go. There's a lot of moving parts, and that's just the way it is. We couldn't get the deal done. If you want to take that as a criticism of the management, you can. But at the end of the day, it's not going to change what it is. So he's on his way. Yes, it is a lot of money that we had to pay. It's unfortunate, especially with considering everything with COVID. having to pay another, what is it, 6-7 million out of pocket and not getting any services, that's going to hurt the club. So
yeah, I think it's an 18 million negative on the books,
yeah.
right? So amortization of all his salary, etc., and value. So it's 18 million loss on that. When I say 18 million loss, I'm talking about 18 million loss in financial. I'm not talking about loss as a
Right.
player. Listen, I don't care what people say. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. I think Higuain was a great servant to the club. He kissed the badge. We're not the scummy of Napoli and start doing hanging signs and doing coffins of him, right, guys? I mean, at the end of the day, he was a great loyal servant to the club. Even though they treated him like a piece of shit when he went to Man, he still came in, lost the weight, came in, still scored a few goals. Not as many as I would have personally liked, but thank you very much, Higuain. All the best of luck into Miami, and I will miss you. I will miss you.
Yes, I agree. Have a good time
Especially
in
the
Miami.
Gonzalo Higuain, the thing in Napoli. That do that big Gonzalo Higuain. I know that's in Napoli, but my goodness, that gives me goosebumps every time I hear that.
I love that.
Yeah, that's one thing they got down right. I mean, they played a shithole, but at least their announcer gives us all, eh? And even earlier, I forgot to mention, like, how cheap is that son of a bitch De Laurentiis? Like, really, 300,000? You're gonna make a player pay? Like, really, dude? Really? Just go fucking make some movies, man. Make some fucking
Guy's
movies.
insane. Absolutely insane.
And literally, the fans shine his ass like he's the coming of Christ, second coming of Christ. But I'm going to talk to a Napoli fan for the preview, like I told Graham earlier, and you guys know I'm going to talk to a Napoli fan before that game, so we'll see what he's got to say about his beloved president. And
it's not Phil, is it?
No, I would never get that loser on my podcast. I got a block just recently helping another person that unfollowed. So thanks, Ivan. I joined that fight for the fucking good cause. And then you just kicked me in the balls. So thank you for that one. But anyways, guys, obviously the Juve Quiz 2.0 had finished up. And I just wanted your thoughts, Albert. You never told me what you thought of how I did. What's going on? Was I good? Was I shit? I know I lost by 2 points. I'm sorry, my friend, but...
Yeah, listen, I found out you lost because obviously AJ made it sure that he was the winner and did the spoiler. Thanks for that, AJ. But I still have to catch up on that, to be honest with you. So I've watched the semis and quarters, but I have to watch the final still. So I'll rain check and bookmark that. But I'm disappointed, matey. And I hope you bloody didn't lose. And I hope you didn't bloody lose on the question that was in the 90s football, because that's not good enough.
No, it wasn't. It was a Milos Krasic question, so that's what cost me the money.
What, the Nedved boy?
Yeah, fuck. I can't believe that was the question that killed me, but that was the one that killed me.
And then that kills you.
Well, yeah, and then obviously forgetting that we lost to Milan in Manchester. That was a point I lost.
2003, you got that wrong.
Yeah, but I don't remember what arena we're losing.
Just stop the podcast now. Take that Juventus shirt off and go. I was there. I was at Old Trafford there. I watched that piece of pile of crap.
I don't remember losses. I just remember wins.
Well, then you don't watch many finals, do you?
I was about to say, come on, man! You're a Juventus fan. You got to remember the cup final defeats. People never let us forget.
Don't worry. The heart has taken the beating, but the mind has easily forgotten.
I still remember that Old Trafford game. Yeah, that's enough on that.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Amsterdam, but anyways, it was. If anyone needs to know.
That's the thing when you do the quiz. Like, it's you know it when you're not doing the quiz, but when you're doing a quiz and you're under the pressure in the spotlight, your brain just fries. I've been there.
Well, yeah, like he had apparently Krasic has won a UEFA Cup, and that was one of the clues. Just as a little side note, guys, but yeah, Krasic was one of the clues. Our UEFA Cup was and I'm like, UEFA Cup. He must be talking about someone like maybe in the like late or early 90s. But fuck, I was like, who the hell did he must have won when he was like, what, 16 on the bench? Like, seriously, what the fuck? So, anyways, and then the next one was Mandzukic, and I was like, Roman, you did me dirty, my friend. No, but it was a good time. It was a good time. Roman's done a great job, and yeah, stay tuned to you guys because you're going to be in the spotlight come tomorrow afternoon. Well, afternoon for me, but yeah, guys, check that out, La Panchina. Well, you'll get to hear the brighter side of Albert.
You piece of shit!
Oh, classic Graeme. I'm miles behind. Miles.
This is what I told them, guys. I said, don't get into it because I know how you guys are on the on La Paquita. I don't want to see any scraps during this
Yeah,
podcast.
but Daniel, you should get on there. I know, like on the weekdays, it's pretty tough when it's a funny time. But if it's a weekend game, you should definitely speak to Alan Roman and get on there.
Oh yeah,
because I think you'd be a laugh. I think you and Lewis, he's a good chap as well. It'd be a good laugh, you two on there. The North American contingents.
See, Roman might actually have to censor some of the things I say because it's going to be not safe for YouTube. You might lose a couple subscribers. I might start throwing Bobo the Clown around during games now during this season. That's my curse. That's my curse word.
As long as you don't eat popcorn, that's fine. You should be fine. You should be fine.
But anyways, everybody, let's get back into it. Obviously, a prominent figure on social media has determined that he's no longer going to be part of the community anymore. Yeah. And nice catch, Graham, by the way.
Don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, Rav from Juve FC leaves the Twitter role. I know just recently he had hit the 100,000 followers, which is a massive accomplishment. I know me and him have butted heads for the past, I don't know how many years, but we usually go back and forth and then come back and talk a little bit. But I mean, I use him for the news. I don't know how he gets it so fast and how on point, but he does a really good job. I don't know if you guys wanted to talk about your thoughts on Rav leaving us.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I don't follow all the backstories or, everything that happens on a daily basis on Twitter. But when I first joined Twitter a couple of years ago, Rav was one of the first accounts that I followed because, I mean, as recent as 2 years ago, I thought it was pretty tough to get your news in English for Juventus and Italian football news. So, as soon as I saw his account, it had quite a lot of followers at the time. Nowhere near the amount he's got right now, but he still had a large following back then. And, he was regular putting out the news, the team sheets, and all the speculation around Juventus. He must have put so many hours into just giving you content. So, I started following him, and it was a great source for all my news and the transfer speculation, the lot. So, if he's no longer going to be on Twitter, I mean, that's gonna, you're gonna miss him. You're gonna feel that one. But I mean, the interactions I've had with him as well. Not regularly, but anytime I've had an interaction with him, he came across as a pretty decent guy, pretty sound. So, I'll miss him if he's not on Twitter anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, like everything you take in life, it's a, maybe 10, 15 years ago, it was the kind of only sources to go to for news. You got websites. I think websites are archaic, personally, for news. I don't look at website for news. What's the point? Twitter, you get news within seconds. You've got WhatsApp now, people in WhatsApp groups, have you heard? We've just sound Ronaldo, like what? You go on WhatsApp and then you go on to BBC News or a main news channel and it'll be on there, right? So I think doing a football website now in 2020, I think it's a bit archaic, personally. I personally don't go. I know a lot of my friends do go on websites. So he's probably let that go. But I think also personal matters. I'm sure he's got other things going on at the moment in his life where, the changes, this is life, things you can't, unless you got no life, no friends, nothing whatsoever, and you're fucking doing it day in, day out, then fine. But it's your bread and butter and it's your money. It's making you money. But if it's not, I ask you this question. What is it then? What is it then? So I think Rav, I was surprised. I think in the summer, I was saying to Graeme, funny enough, in the summer when we had the announcement when the season will kick off again, the late summer, and it was a Friday at about 10 o'clock UK time, and the news was coming out from the Italian. So I just said, you know what? Let me have a look, and literally just did that. Just did the transcript, Google it, Duolingo it, and straight into Twitter. So it's doable. But the thing is, though, that's me being on it. So I don't know if Rav, I don't know the behind the scenes, if Rav had people working for him. But listen, it's I've been following him for quite a while. But you know what, guys? I found Twitter regurgitation, a lot of it, right? So who comes out first will then regurgitate the rest of it, right? You've got Forza Juve, you've got Bianconeri news. It just seems it's all kind of the same stuff, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with the new people who the new people are. If it's people, a team, or it's individual. But I'm hoping that whatever it is be a new, fresh, a new outlook, you know, and a new chapter, you know. Good luck to them.
Yeah, I think he was, I don't want to make any speculations, but I think it was taking a toll a little bit with the, maybe if something's going on in his personal life, and like you said, it is a huge undertaking to be that consistent. And like I said, he was also on the Turin Giants podcast, and then obviously, he had to step away for that one. I'm not sure. Maybe when I have a chat with Farhad to see what had happened, but definitely was off that one. I don't know if he's a big fan of social media. just the way he would react to how the certain people would have their opinions, and you got the negative people all the time, and I completely get that. But I think he definitely, again, he's one of the big OGs. But yeah, I know definitely something in his personal life, and your life takes precedent. Like I've told Albert lots of times, and maybe a couple times to Graham as well. Like, this is our passion. This is our hobby. I go to work 5 days a week from X to Y, and it's been tough even just uploading this podcast. So I'm not shocked in the slightest that he's going to step aside, and hopefully he can enjoy some time off and just become a fan again, and not have to worry about portraying an image. And I find what a lot of the guys that have that in their name, it's you have to uphold. And unfortunately, even with a video that I had done recently, someone had to step aside, and I'm not going to mention names. I'm sure you guys can connect the dots, but when you're involved with something of Juventus and you're going to use their name, that does take a toll, and you have to act a certain way, and that's just, so be it. So I mean, I hope he got a big check for it. That's my thing. I hope someone's going to take over and gave him a nice check, because kind of cap off an era of Juve news. And you said it best. I try and not play. I like to kind of talk about what's being rumored and what's being thrown out there. That's why I do bring up the news. But like you said it best, Albert, there's a lot of regurgitation, and that's what just pisses me off. Like, someone on YouTube had posted on one of my videos, and I'm guessing it was a joke, but they were like, why don't you do a lot of the news like just for clicks? Now, I mean, sure, it would be, if I had the time, it'd be easy for me to sit here and read the headlines and read what Gazzetta's doing and read what Sky's doing, and then make a 5 to 7 video and keep posting it every day. But guys, there's no, you don't get to see any personality in that. You don't get to see any authenticity. And like I said, like, just hearing these two for the past 30 minutes, they're going back and forth. They're getting pissed off. The voice is getting elevated a little bit. But that's what I strive for, and that's what I like. Yeah, no, best of luck to Rav. Like I said, I'm probably going to reach out to him and maybe settle a little bit of what we had in the past, and just wish him luck and congratulate him on the successful project. I think I've always noticed, I think he's a nice guy, but he got caught up in the hype, and that was unfortunate between me and him. But no, like I said, Rav, congratulations on everything, and best of luck in the future. And yeah, so let's get into some actual, what we expect from this season. I know you have you changed your opinion, Albert, from the last time you were on the podcast at all? Do you still expect nothing out of this year?
Pretty much. Pretty much, because I think people are so naive, these PlayStation fans, thinking Pirlo, because he was a great player on the pitch for us, and he's a world-class player. Don't get me wrong, I love the guy, right? He was a great player, right? Because he puts on his suit, and depends how he dresses on. I'd love to see. I'd love to see how he dresses on Sunday. Is he in his track suit like a Sarri style, or is he going to go to like Max Allegri style with a suit and a long trench black coat, right, Mr. Cool, with his hands in his pockets, right? To me, guys, it's a huge gamble, and this is Agnelli's choice, right? And I honestly think he has my take on this, right? And if we don't get the La Decima, Agnelli's gone. I'm telling you now, Agnelli will go. I think so. I think this is
Holy
it.
shit! Breaking news, guys.
I think Agnelli will go after this tenure. I think he will change because I think there's so much. I think a club, like everything. You talk about. I'm going to do an analogy with companies in the real world, right? When companies like, for example, Citibank have just employed a first female CEO of a banking firm, one of the biggest banking firms in the world. That sends shockwaves across the world, right? In the banking world. What I'm saying is that you're looking at a different dynamic, a different. And Nelly can only do so much, right? If we win the Diecima, he might continue, might not, but I think he's given. I don't know, you, me, and Daniel will go back and forth about him and what you anti and on, but what I've seen in the last 10 years, we've built our own stadium, brought in some class players. Our club's not on the brink of bankruptcy. We've won a lot. We've taken a lot. Obviously, we've lost a couple of finals, which was hurts. But I generally think he's putting his eggs onto Pirlo. All his eggs in his box with Pirlo, right? Because he thinks that Pirlo can galvanise the team. Because I think Graeme said this before, the team can run on its own. It can run on its own, right? When you got Chiellini, Buffon, Twerk Merchant, you've got all these players that are in there that are senior enough to run the team. Ronaldo. So I think Pirlo's there to galvanise and put an arm around the player, saying you're not doing well. Come on, let's see how it can get done. But I think personally, I think this is the last time we'll see Agnelli there for this season. I think if it doesn't happen, but again, I'm expecting
In all competitions.
everything.
Shit. Graeme?
I'm expecting 10 in a row. That's what I'm expecting. I have zero expectations in the Champions League. I'm not one of those fans where, if we don't win the Champions League, then the season's a failure. That's bullshit in my view.
Yeah.
As long as you win your domestic league, it's a success. I mean, if you go and look at the history of like titles won in a row, in Serie A, no one's got anywhere near 10 as far as I'm aware. If we get 10 in a row, no one will ever come near that again, at least in our lifetimes. I mean, this is literally a decade of dominance we're talking about. We've been dominating the league for so long. Obviously, we were unfortunate with the Champions League finals. Those were two of the best teams in, a long time that we lost to. I'm not going to make excuses, but, when you look at when Barcelona fans talk about, their favourite teams, I mean, they'll talk about Neymar, Suarez, and Messi. I mean, that was back in 2000. You're talking, 5 years ago? Yep. So that was when those players were in their prime. And then you look at the Real Madrid team. I mean, I still don't know to this day what the hell happened in that second half. But, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, that was when he had, the famous noodle hair, like those blonde highlights, whatever the hell it was. And he was scoring for fun in that season. So we came this close twice to a treble. So that just tells you how dominant we've been. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, most fans go into a season and the minimum expectation is, yeah, we'll win the league. A ball hasn't even been kicked and fans will say, yeah, we'll win the league. Like it's a given. And there will be one day where it happens where we don't win the league because it's impossible to win the league every single season. I mean, no one does that. I mean, even clubs like Bayern Munich and PSG don't do that. There's always a blip. There's always someone comes out of nowhere. I mean, there was a period of time where like Dortmund came out of nowhere and suddenly Bayern Munich went winning the league, despite everyone expecting them to do it on a regular basis. Same with PSG when Monaco appeared. So it will happen at some point. But as far as this season is concerned, I think we'll win the league. I'm not so sure about Coppa Italia. It depends how we go into that. If we go into the Coppa Italia trying to win it, I think we'll win it. But as far as Champions League, I'll be the same again as last season. I'll be happy if we reach the quarterfinals.
I'm surprised you didn't say about Rangers or Celtics unbeaten runs in the league.
Well, now that you've mentioned that, like 10, maybe 10 in a row doesn't mean anything to people outside of Scotland, but 10 in a row is a massive deal in Scottish football, right? And it would be brilliant for me if because Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow Celtic fans are always badgering on about 10 in a row. Those two sides have only ever won 9 in a row. So if my club won 10 in a row before either one of those two, I will be bragging about that to every single person I come across.
But let me just tell you something, guys. Look, Daniel, I don't want to drag this on, just to justify before I get crucified.
It's fine. Drag it on as much as you want.
I missed the negative and all. It's not negative, right? And this is my stance on this, right? One, Pirlo, no manager experience, 0. He only just got his qualification a few days ago, right? So that's one. Two, our right back situation hasn't been resolved. Our left back situation hasn't been. Okay, we've got Pellegrini, and hopefully he will be proven. Hopefully, but okay, so let's leave that one there. Up front, we're not going to even talk about that up front issue that we have up front, right? Our midfield is looking a lot better than what it was last season. McKinney is looking sharp, right? But we'll see. The so-called next Edgar Davids, American Edgar Davids, we'll see. The bigger version of that one. Kulusevski is looking sweet. You know, Rabiot was looking strong at the end of last season. I'm a big believer in Ramsey. I know I've got some haters on Ramsey, but people don't watch the Premiership when Rambo was playing for Arsenal. When that guy's on form, you cannot touch him. You just cannot touch him. The problem is with his fitness. Costa's the same. If Costa, I get excited to see Costa come on the pitch, right? So, but coming back to my point, my concern is Chiellini gets injured again. I hope he doesn't. De Ligt's out. He doesn't have confidence to play Demiral. So we're gonna have Danilo playing centre back with Bonucci. So we've got a problem there, guys. Right? So I say this time and time again. We will get undone and unstuck when we're up against an opposition who is far more superior tactically in their preparation with a coach who's able to adapt in the game. Right? This could be a team against Verona. Verona drew with Roma today, 0-0. If you watch the game, I watched some clips on it. Verona were very clever how they were pushing the men back and how they were playing behind the ball. You know, Pirlo will say, you know, that's to me my problem. You know, if we play teams against, I don't know, Spal or whatever. You know, you might have a manager who's going to be so switched on with tactically adapting the game throughout the game. I can't see Pirlo doing it, boys. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You would not, Daniel. You would not have someone to do up your house, a brand new apprentice electrician, and say, "Howdy, mate, I'm going to do up your whole house," or a plumber. You wouldn't. Who would? Who would? But it nearly has. So there we go. Enjoy the ride, strap in, boys, and let's go for a nice little bumpy ride. And listen, at the end of the season, we win the 10 in a row. Everyone can tell you I told you so. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, at the end of the day, it's a win-win. So.
Yeah. Listen. I'm not one of those idiots like, oh yeah, we won, but because we won by 1 point, a win is a win. And like Allegri said in his famous conference, he said, "Muso corto, you win it by a nosebreak. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter." You know, people now say, "Oh yeah, the Serie A last season, Sarri won it by 1 point." Okay, we were losing a lot of points, but we won it. We won it.
That was done. It was done.
History only remembers the winners.
Well, exactly. And I agree. I think it's going to be a rocky start. I think Pirlo's a smart enough guy that he's going to be able to figure out what we need to do to get the job done. But no, like you said with Agnelli, he's going to leave. Yeah, because he's going to go on to start the Super League. He's going to be the president of the Super League. And then no one will ever be able to get 10 in a row again. That's the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think it's for expectations. I think Champions League I still think it's going to be a rocky road. There's obviously, if you looked at the pots that they're there, there's could be some incredibly hard groups, and no, I mean, depending on what Barcelona is going to come out like, who knows? They could have a disastrous year. Zidane's going to want to prove that he's not just an all-star coach. After last season, I would say I am not going to give him his due for last year the way it was. Barcelona basically unraveled, and no one picked up the slack, or no one had the room to pick up the slack. Even Atleti didn't do anything remotely well to challenge. So really, it was kind of a walk for Real Madrid. Then you got these other teams, Chelsea, reinforced with some good players. You have, again, Atletico is going to be in that second pot. I think Dortmund's going to be in that pot with Haaland. You have who else? Man City and Man U are also going to be on there. Man U, bring them on. Jesse, let's go. My best friend, let's go. I want you in that group. We're gonna smash you, motherfuckers. But and yeah, then you won't have Mourinho to be doing any fucking gestures at the Allianz. But again, hopefully we can get some fans this season. That's another thing too. That's gonna be another massive revenue hit if we
Well,
can.
apparently 1,000 fans tomorrow, boys. Apparently 1,000 fans are permitted tomorrow.
I hope so.
Legit, 1,000
Well, apparently
fans?
so. I've just seen it. Yeah, 1,000 fans can go in the Samp game tomorrow. I don't know how true this is, but it's just come out. So I don't know how much of that is true. So 1,000 fans are permitted. So yeah, here we go. So Juventus domani sera Juve Samp si giocherà alla presenza di 1.000 invitati. So it's 1,000. Look, it's official. Juventus website.
Brilliant.
So how are they getting the tickets though? List ticket?
Actually, that's a good point because I want to see those son of a bitches with regards to my ticket process, honestly. But listen, really sum it up. You talk about Champions League. I'm telling you now who's going to win the Champions League. Not because they smashed that German team 7-1, whatever it was. Bayern Munich will win it again. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the spectrum, apart from Chelsea, let's put Chelsea aside because they've got Eden Hazard's money and the 2 summer transfer bans, the 2 window bans, right? So they've had money, right?
Yeah.
Put that aside. No other team has spent big this year. No other team.
Oh, yeah.
No one. So actually, if you think about it, Madrid has still got the same players. Barcelona have still got the same players. Just about to win or lose Fangman. But, we've got roughly about the same squad as well, if give or take. We've got the same squad, right? Who else are the players? Man United, they've brought in, who they did? They brought someone in. The guy from Ajax, De Bleek, right? Yeah. So apart from that, boys, level playing field. Everyone's a level playing. But Bayern Munich, they still got the same squad. They got Leroy Sané who's fucking joined them, and they've just gone up. So I honestly think Bayern is going to smash this again.
The simple fact is Bayern Munich are the only complete team around. Yeah. I mean, you look at them from top to back; they don't have any issues. I mean, even a club like Man City, okay, everybody talks about, they've got De Bruyne, they've got Aguero, they've got so many talented players. Pep Guardiola's a manager. That team's got issues at centre-back. Bayern Munich have 0 issues. They've actually got a complete squad. That's a scary thing. And to make it even more scary, there's quite a few players that are young in that team. I mean, Serge Gnabry. I mean, where the hell did he come from? He just seemed to come out of nowhere on the scene and bang goals in for fun. I mean, he just scored a hat-trick there against Schalke. So they are the most complete team, and they are a team to be feared.
Don't forget, you got some sort of Canadian kid as well, huh? Yeah, bringing Canadian blood.
Yeah, we're gonna win the World Cup 2026, guys.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? When you see a left back that passes the ball to a right back to score against Barcelona, I mean, it's.
But what did you think of that final? Like, I wouldn't say they particularly played great. I don't know if it was nerves and maybe being in an empty stadium, but it wasn't a smashing game, in my opinion. I mean, like I said, it could have been nervous legs or what, but I think there's a real chance, like last season, for any team to kind of pick it up and take it and go. And I agree. Bayern is the most complete team, but they haven't decided. They're going to go back to 2 legs, I think. There's no confirmation on single legs, right? Is that correct, guys?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Does that change things now for Bayern? Teams are gonna have a chance to find a way to set up like they usually do with Juve in the second leg or the first.
But again, Daniel, go back to what I was saying before, right? Look at the level playing field. You look at people complaining about the Mercato, what Mercato we've had, right? You got to see what everyone else is doing in the Mercato, right? You look at Merda. They're brought in Kolarov. They're looking to bring Vidal in. It's not like young blood they're bringing in, right? It's players they're trying to feel to strengthen the squad that they feel that certain type of player that they need, right? So, and you look at Milan. They brought in Tonali. That's it, And Zlatan at 50 years old is re-signing, and that's a big signing. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? It's you look at across the playing field right now today. Apart from Chelsea, because Chelsea is the unknown. Chelsea is the only unknown quantity in this whole division, right? This discussion. The only known quantity is Bayern, and to me, Bayern will be the one to be. They are the benchmark. Those are the ones to beat. Not Madrid, not Barcelona, not Man City, Man United, and not even Liverpool. Because I don't think Liverpool will. Yeah, I think that's it. Liverpool. They've had their time now.
So then, where are we going then? What's your prediction?
With Juventus. With
Yeah,
Juve.
where are we going? Yeah, all the competitions. Let's start with. We'll not do Serie A because I want to do the top 8 and the bottom 3. Champions League. Where are we going out? Because it doesn't seem like you think we're winning it. So where are we going?
Second round.
So round of 16.
And we'll be lucky. We'll scrape through as seconds, number 2s in the squad, and we'll go into the second round and get knocked out.
Ooh, Auber is on fire tonight. Graham, where are we going?
Good God, Auber, you're making me not want to bother watching the bloody game the more away. I'm going to say quarterfinals. I think we'll get lucky in the round of 16. I think we'll get a team that we can actually beat. Hopefully. I mean, we said the same about Lyon, and look how that went. But I think maybe we'll get at least one tough opponent in the group stage. We will win the group, I'll say. It won't be pretty. It won't be straightforward, and then we'll get to the quarterfinals, and it'll be disappointment as usual. But on the plus side, I mean, we got knocked out in the round of 16 last season, so that's progress, right?
Fair enough. And the next preview is just going to be general talk with Mohammed, who it's kind of going to be a catch-up episode. So I'm going to make my final predictions as well in this one. We're going to go to the final. We're going to lose to Bayern. So hopefully that does the reverse jinx, and we get over the hump, boys. Let's go. Come on.
Tell me
we got
what
this.
you're smoking.
We can't mention that on this show.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: that Bayern Munich is a team that we need to beat, because I can't remember. I think the last time we beat Bayern Munich was pre-Calciopoli.
Yeah,
that's how long ago.
That is very true. That is very true. Oh, it's gonna happen, guys. We're gonna beat them. They're gonna fall asleep. We're gonna take some steroids, and we're good to go. The ones that Ronaldo uses.
Yeah, that's what he's brought to the club for. That and the hair transplants.
Coppa Italia. What do you think about Coppa Italia? We're gonna go. We're gonna not give a shit about it. What's the deal?
Semi-final. Get knocked out by Merda or by Milan.
Ooh, damn. Graham, go ahead.
We're gonna win it because I want that Coppa Italia patch back on the Juventus shirt.
you honestly, you're gonna change your name to I don't know, Mr. Optimistic here.
Optimistic? I just said we're getting knocked out in the quarterfinal.
I'm gonna send a novice engineer, a novice electrician, a novice plumber up north to do up your house, buddy. See how you feel about that.
It's fine, okay? We've got Cristiano Ronaldo, we've got Andrea Pirlo as a manager. Pirlo is going to be on the training pitch, and he's going to teach Ronaldo how to take free kicks. I mean, did you see what he done for Portugal? The man is learning from the maestro.
Yeah, of course, it's all Pirlo.
Who knows? He might be able to be a player manager as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If we get in trouble, we might be able to go on the pitch.
It's
solve
like
the
Pirlo,
midfield issue.
Because Matuidi's gone because of Pirlo. Higuain's gone because of Pirlo. Yeah, sure.
That's the real reason why Agnelli wanted to bring him back, because he knew that he could play him if need be. And then he wouldn't have to buy another midfielder. That's fucking... It's brilliant, boys. It's brilliant planning.
What do you think, Daniel? Who do you think? What do you think we're doing Coppa?
Coppa Italia, I think we'll probably lose to like Genoa, and we're going to say fuck it. Fuck Coppa Italia this year. It's not happening. We're not going for the treble.
That's in the round 16 already, I think.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So you're even worse than me.
No, yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna go. What's gonna happen is we're gonna play like absolute dog shit in the group stage. We're just gonna get second place, and then we're just gonna have it made. The final path to the final is gonna be we're gonna get like Lokomotiv Moscow in the next round. It's I can see it all in my head. It's all happening.
Wow.
Okay, now let's get to the Serie A. Let's go bottom 3 first. Who's getting relegated, boys?
Benevento for a start.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Crotone.
Yep. Sorry to the South, all my Southern fans.
And whoever else came up from Serie B. That's usually how it goes. Whoever...
Well, yeah, so it was Spezia, Hellas Verona, and Benevento, correct? So you think you still going with Benevento, Crotone, or do you want to go change it to those three?
I'll go with Benevento and Spezia, Crotone.
I agree with Crotone, but I think Udinese is going to take the drop this year. They're due. And they play like dog shit like every year and somehow get lucky enough to stay up. This is their year, 2020. This is the year. 2020 is 2020, 2021 is the year they're fucking going down.
No, I think it's close. I think it's going to be tight. I think Crotone, Spezia, and Benevento is tight. But I do believe I agree with you, Dan. I think Udinese is there, but also Verona, because Verona have lost they sold Kumbala to Roma, so they've lost their centerpiece at the back. Who's done really well. Who played really well against us. He was touted to go to Lazio. We were touted to get him out of nowhere. Now he's gone to Roma, so they've lost their man. So yeah, it's going to be tight at the bottom. It will be tight.
Actually, I just did a. You confirm my. Sorry, Hellas came up last year. You were right. It was Crotone and it was Benevento and Spezia.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but I still keep my my picks. I think Spezia is going to replace the black and white that is Udinese, because I believe their colors are both black and white. Maybe not stripes, but they'll just survive by the skin of their teeth and be like the first team that's been in Serie A, or the first time they've been in Serie A for I don't know how many years, and they're going to stay up. So that's my thoughts. Okay, top four, and then we're going to add another 4 teams. I guess 5 and 6, maybe 5, 6, 7 would be Europa League. Who's winning the title? Auber, I think we know who's not winning the title, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. No, listen, guys, I want us to win the tournament, but I just can't see it happening.
Yeah, but are you just saying that because you don't want to jinx it, or are you saying it because you believe?
No, but listen, I've watched football for a long, long time, and it's not like I know it all, but Juve have gone through a period when we've got people like Del Neri, Zaccarone, Ranieri, Ciro Ferrara, Massimo Carrera for a very short period, but he's now, I reckon he's quality. And if you look at the common denominator of all these type of coaches, we've won jack shit. End of. When we have coaches like Lippi, Allegri, even people hated Allegri when he joined, and I had so much stick when he came to Juve. I said, tacere. Everyone keep quiet. Because I tell you something, watch this guy do something. And I tell you, a lot of these people, I don't see them anymore. And look what he did. He delivered us 5,
If I could still throw a stone at that bus, I still would.
Yeah, but look, the thing is that it's just guys, I don't know how I can say this anymore. I think Pirlo, it's just like, God's sake, man. We're not Sassuolo. We're Juventus, man. Imagine that, like, Man United, right, brought in Rio Ferdinand as the coach, or Scholes as the coach. Do you generally think Man United would win? Oh yeah. Ollie at the wheel. Well, that was going well, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, and they lost to Crystal Palace today, so that's
exactly
a great start to the season.
So listen, I think we're going to finish third.
Third.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, so is Pirlo getting sacked? Is that your consensus?
He'll be sacked in December.
Ooh, hot takes tonight, boys.
And guess who's going to step up?
Who?
Tudor. Igor.
Well, they don't have the money to sign another manager. That's why we got Pirlo.
No, they'll just bring Sari back.
Listen, I hope. Yeah.
Oh,
listen, I hope I'm wrong, guys. I genuinely. But you can reason with your head, with your heart, with your gut. But look at the history. Look at football. It doesn't work like that. If everyone says, "Oh yeah, look at Zidane. Look at Pep Guardiola." I said, "Okay, for every Zidane, for every Pep Guardiola, how many other coaches have come in and have gone dissipated? Seedorf, Gattuso, player after player after player coach, great players on the pitch. They haven't. It's people are getting sucked into the whole Pirlo thing. So third, if we're lucky.
Okay, I'm writing these down, so I'm holding your ass accountable if that's the case.
Yeah.
Graham, go ahead.
The worst part is, guys, if it does happen, I can't be laughing. Haha, I told you so. Because what kind of fan am I then?
I'm unfollowing you if you turn into one of them fuckers.
Graham, go ahead.
I start every season saying Juventus is going to win. I know, I completely agree with what Auber's saying. Like Pirlo, untested, unproven. That's why I'm like minimum expectation. Well, no expectation whatsoever in the Champions League. I don't expect us to do jack shit in the Champions League. But with the league, we've got so many players that they're used to it. They've been there and they've done that. I mean, if this squad can win the Serie A under frickin' Sarri, I mean, they can win it under Pirlo. I mean, basically, I would imagine that Pirlo, if the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo come up to Pirlo and say, we should play this way, I want to play in that position, I work best in this role, Pirlo will just say, okay. He's not going to be, and then I think that's why the players will get on his side, because he's not going to be rigid. He's not going to just say, this is my tactics, this is my philosophy, you can work to me not work to you. So I think we will win it. I mean, when you look at the other teams, like, no one's really strengthened that much. Like, not to the level where you look at Merda and you think to yourself, oh Jesus, they've signed A, B, and C. They're going to be a massive threat to us, and we should be worried about them. I don't really see that. I mean, it will be a very tough season. I mean, I think I've said to you in the previous podcast, it's going to be very tough. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. And, we're not going to run away with it. I think it'll be one of those seasons where the title is decided, win or lose. It's going to be the final 2 or 3 games. It's going to go right down to the wire again, like the way it was looking to go last season. I mean, if COVID didn't happen, last season was going to go all the way down to like match day, the final one, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So who is going to be first for you? I know Fiorentina's in first right now. Is that who you're picking up here?
No. I genuinely believe Atalanta is going to be there. Not win it, but Atlanta will be on maybe second.
Please don't come in my podcast and say what I think you're about to say. Don't do it. Just think about what you're about to say, because I already hear the words out of your mouth. Because then there's other places that would actually say Forza and then that word.
Yeah, no. They will finish 4th or 5th this season. They'll finish below us. That's for sure. Shit. They will finish below us. So I generally think it's going to be
riches.
The surprise package to me will be Milan-Napoli. Those two.
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
So I think won?
And Napoli. Milan and Napoli. I think Napoli bought that striker. He's looking shit hot. Pre-season, last season he's done pretty well. Napoli tend to do it every time. They tend to buy a striker out of nowhere, and that guy becomes a superhero, and then he gets sold off for 50, 60, 70 million. So I generally think it'll be Napoli and Milan. If Milan continue, and remember, guys, that the season only finished a few weeks ago, about a month ago. Milan were on fire, man. Fire, on form. Right? So Lazio dissipated. I honestly think it will be Milan, Napoli. I can't tell between the two. Milan, Napoli.
Well, you have to.
Milan, Napoli, Atalanta in the mix. Lazio will be in the mix. So that's 4. And then Juventus.
You said Juventus is third.
Fucking hell. You're not the league football.
No. I'm talking about in the mix. But we will finish.
No, but we need exact places.
Oh, okay. Milan, Napoli, Juve.
Milan, Napoli, Juve. Okay. I don't know. I don't see it with Napoli, Albert. I think they're gonna choke this year, and they're gonna be in the shitter. I have them in a lot lower place than you do. I have them. I'm on the other side of Europa League.
Oh wow.
Okay, so we got Lazio, and I think Merda's gonna be in third place. I think Lazio's gonna lose right on the last day. That's my thoughts. We're gonna beat Merda on the second last week. And then we're gonna have who's that gonna be? I think it was Bologna as the last game.
Yeah.
And we're gonna tag them. So that's my prediction for the season for that. But I think Lazio's got the guns, man. And me and Graham were talking about it. Lazio has the team that can do it. If they have their center backs like what's his name? Acerbi is good enough. If he stays healthy and they play counter-attacking football, I don't see how they can't replicate it. If Immobile becomes hot and scores just as many goals, what's going to stop them? they're gonna play in Champions League. They're gonna get knocked out of that easily in the first group like they in the group like they usually do, especially back in the what was that 2000 2001. Then they're gonna have their weeks free. They're gonna be playing every weekend. It's not gonna like they're gonna have to play every 3 days. So I think Lazio for 2 again. I mean, unfortunately, to my paisan back in Italy, my cousins, my relatives. Sorry about that, but tough shit. We're going for the 10. But yeah, that's my second and third. How about yours, Graham?
Well, I said Juventus will win the league. I think there's actually a lot of competition when you really think about it. I think Merda second, and I really want to fit Milan into it. I think Milan will get back into the Champions League because, like Auber touched on, you know, they were good at the end of last season. Things seem to be clicking for them. I mean, they signed Tonali. Will he be a hit? Will he be a miss? We'll find out because, you know, he's going to be playing in, I think Milan are in the Europa League, am I correct? So he's going to be playing European football, so we'll see how that goes for him. And, you know, they've got the Ibrahimovic factor. I mean, the guy is very easy to hate and dislike when he's not on your team, but he does pop up and score goals for them. He's not going to do it regularly, but, you know, he scored a decent amount of goals last season, for, well, half a season, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think he will be a big factor for them. But Atalanta, so that means you're going to have to leave out either Lazio or Atalanta.
Yeah.
And either one of them sides deserving a top 4 when you're talking about it pre-season. I think I'll have to be Atalanta because they're the most entertaining side to watch in Serie A at this moment. Well, coming off from last season. But it's very tough because I think...
Oh, yeah.
It's like you said earlier on, like Lazio, they're not going to do much in Europe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Lazio just take a page out of Napoli's book and just throw in the towel in the Champions League to try and compete. But there's just something about Milan where I just think after all these years, they're finally going to get into the Champions League again. So Juventus, Merda, Milan, Atalanta. That's just what I'm going to go for. I'll probably be wrong, though. As long as Juventus are top, that's all I care about.
I agree. I agree with Atalanta getting in. I think Milan's going to be the one looking from the outside looking in. I think they're just going to barely not make it. I think they're going to play a good season, but I think they're just a little too early right now. I think Milan's on the resurgence. I think they'll get back into Europa League. Are they in Europa League for sure? Certain? 100%?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in the qualifier against an Irish team.
Okay.
Shamrock Rovers.
What are the that's
Del Piero's cracking goal, remember? Free kick.
Shit, man.
In the pouring rain. Long distance free kick.
Yeah, are they gonna go on a run now too after them? Maybe give them a couple years. Shit, but no, I think they're just gonna miss. They're gonna be in 5th spot. They'll be in Europa League group stage. But yeah, what about your last 2, Roman? Who's going in 4th? Who's going in 5th?
Yeah, 4th and 5th. So
you said Milan, Napoli, Juve. You got
now. So I have Merda and Atalanta.
Okay, interesting. So
The thing is, guys, again, I say this again. Look, striker. You know, who's coming in? We don't have anyone at this point in time. And if they do come in, I just can't see it this year. And I'm not being. And listen, I'll be honest. I'm not going to be the one being negative all this season and told you so. But history's taught us. And people look back at history, and it's told us. And people have a short-term memory loss there, goldfish memory. And they say, "Oh, it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. Of course, it's exciting because you've got an unknown quantity in your hands. You don't know how it's going to go." I was very excited when Sarri joined, and I'm going to say that. I admit to that. When he joined us, I was excited. I thought, you know, he's going to bring the Napoli flair type football, attacking football. We're going to win games 3-4, 5-0. And I'm thinking, well, was I wrong? You know, I was wrong.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'll still crack a beer with you, Albert. You'll still be my friend.
No.
Okay, so you have some notable teams. Obviously Lazio's not going to be top anything at that point. Do you have them in that Europa League spot? Do you see them slipping mid-table or what?
No, I can't see can't see him doing anything, Lazio. I think Lewis is so Luis Alberto, the midfielder. He's the key.
Yeah.
And the moment he got injured, Lazio collapsed. He's the engine room, and you can't depend on one player to generate all your play. You just can't. Not in today's football. So
Wow, they beat us twice.
that's because Sarri was a piece of shit when it came to tactics against Lazio. Fuck's sake, you lose your first game against them, get hammered. You don't get spanked 2 weeks later, and you get spanked again. I mean, come on, man.
Memories.
Yep, yeah, good times. So I'm guessing then Napoli's gonna end in that 6th spot for you, Graham.
Yeah, it'll be. Trying to think of the top 4.
So you got Juve, Merda, Milan, Atalanta, Lazio.
Yeah, so it'll be. Sorry, what was my top 4 there?
You had Juve winning the title, Merda in 2nd, Milan in 3rd, Atalanta in 4th, and Lazio in 5th.
Yeah, so it'll be Lazio, Napoli, and there's a 3rd place for Europa League, isn't there?
Is there?
Is it just the 2?
I'm not 100% on that, but there could be. So, but you got 2 more teams to go. So for me, my 7th and 8th are going to be, or sorry, I never said my 6th. So my 6th is going to be Roma. They're going to get the last Europa League spot. Napoli, I think, is going to be 7th. I really think they're going to have a shit year this year. They are. Look, they already got rid of Alan. He's gone. They got rid of who knows? We still got. Just remember, guys, don't hold your breath. We got till October 5th till the window's done. Yeah, so Koulibaly could be gone potentially.
Okay. Yes, and just to caveat that, if we do get an out-and-out striker of a name we weren't associated, like we did with McKinney. No one knew McKinney, and no one could tell me they knew McKinney was coming to Juventus. So you can fucking jog on, right? If we get a striker like, I don't know, I'll throw a name. I'm just going to throw a name. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Kane, for example. He won't. Then you think, oh, well, that changes things then. It does. It does change things. Then I think Juve will then maybe come 2nd then. But
are you turning into Monblano now, Albert?
No.
Because I think Monblano probably dreamed about McKennie coming to Juve at some point.
I'm sure he did.
But anyway, 7-8. What do you guys think? Who's your 7-8?
Roma 7th.
Roma 7th.
Yeah. I think it's Roma's 7th. Yeah.
Who's 8th? Give me a team. Give me a mid-table team.
Sassuolo.
That's a good show.
Caputo.
Good show. I had Fiorentina to pick up from their shit season last year.
Yeah. Viola can fucking get relegated for all I give a shit.
And Graham.
Shit bag every year.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Roma, Sassuolo. Sassuolo's one of them dangerous sides where they just creep up out of nowhere and they give you a tough game. I mean, we saw that last season.
I agree. I think they could do damage as well. I think Atalanta is going to be a mixed bag. Like, they could be really, I think, higher than what all of us have said because they have made some moves. They're another team that has picked up. They picked up Romero from us on the defensive end. They picked I think that young kid from Ukraine, Marinchuk, and who else? I'm guessing they kept Zapata. So they can. I think they could be dangerous. I think they could if Champions League maybe doesn't go the way, maybe they get knocked out round of 16 or group stage or whatever. I think they could go on a streak if they buy in still to Gasparini's model. But yeah, now we have all your takes on paper. You're all held to the sword.
Do you not think it's weird? You talk about Atalanta. Do you not think it's weird no one went in for Goossens or had to Boer? No one.
I just think they probably wanted so much money.
Yeah, but this is my point, guys. I that's why.
Are you trying to say they're system players? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, guys. I think people get a bit carried away. Goossens should come to Juventus. He will fail at Juventus. Those players play well in that team, that system, that structure, that style of play. As soon as you take them out, look at that. What's that player that went from Lazio to Inter? De Viel. What's his name? De Viel.
Yeah, the centre back.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't done much, has he?
The Fry, yeah.
Yeah, the Fry. He hasn't done much at Malta, has he?
No.
Didn't he win Best Defender of Serie A? What are you chatting shit about?
No, he didn't.
I swear he won the Serie A Best
No,
Defender.
he's kidding.
You better hope not, Albert. You're not going to be
I'm checking it now. He did not win that.
Best Defender. Guys, hold him to the sword.
Best
At
defender.
Juventissimo 90s. Just so you know.
No way. Best defender.
Did he actually?
Serie
Yeah,
A.
I'm pretty sure. Merdas Stefan de Vrij named 2019-20 Serie A Defender of the Year.
Where's that? Where's that?
Well, it's on another shitty website that I'm not going to advertise right now because it's...
let me check Valley, because you probably went on something like fucking Bleacher Report or some bullshit.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. It is actually true. Szczesny was the best goalkeeper. Merdas, Stefan de Vrij, top defender.
Hold on. You said Szczesny was the best goalkeeper.
You're thinking of what's his name? You're thinking of what's the fucking defender they got? The one that was chatting shit on. No, the one who was chatting shit on Twitter saying we didn't win the Champions League. That's what you're thinking of, the defender.
Skriniar.
Yeah, Skriniar. That's what you're thinking of.
Skriniar, the big mouth.
Yeah, that's who you were. That's who you thought you were saying.
Hold on, you're saying Szczesny won it. Szczesny should have won it. Should have been Donnarumma.
Yeah, but he plays for Juventus.
Yeah, but that again, you see, that's the bullshit. Whoever elects is bullshit. Donnarumma.
Oh, fair. Don't worry, we can still clip that. I know you're trying. I know you're trying to.
No. Listen. You keep whatever you want. Donnarumma should have won that. Donnarumma should have won that. Not Szczesny. That shouldn't have gone to Szczesny. Defensive.
And Alejandro Gomez was the best midfielder, apparently.
Well, they just threw him in. They just threw Papu Gomez in there just because they knew they couldn't. They weren't going to take Ronaldo out. I'll tell you that much. They're like,
didn't Dybala win the best striker?
Yeah.
There we go. See, there you go, Dybala.
Not the best, not the best Juve player though. So figure that one out. The league thinks he's the best player.
So my question is, guys, you say that, right? So my point about that Inter guy winning the best defender doesn't make sense. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. You know who should have won the best defender? De Ligt.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
De Ligt. For someone at 20 years old to have the start he had to where he finished, I tell you, he should have won that hands down. Immobile should have won striker of this. The player of the well, not the striker, the player of the season, MVP. Whatever. Yeah, because he dragged Lazio through the shit to get there.
I think it's all down to statistics. I think it's down to statistics because I'm pretty sure Merda had a good defensive record. Because I was doing the fantasy team. I was doing the fantasy team today, and when I was looking at the statistics,
have you got Merda players in your team?
Of course I don't. They're not playing in match day 1. We've been over this. I've got no Lazio.
I don't give a shit. Out of principle, I'm having not a single Madrid player in my team.
Graham just dabbed on you on that one, Albert. Come on, bro.
I can't stand Merda.
Well, I got no players in my team, and I'm sorry. I wanted to go, but I don't have time to pick players like you guys do. Like, you guys got to work a little harder in Europe, right?
Worked a little hard. I was renovating a house. I had to run up for somewhere with an internet connection to make a team.
Don't worry, Graham. You know, Canada have got a lot of time to catch up on history, right? They've got to work up on their history. We've really got our history, you know.
I don't disagree with that. I'll tell you that tell anyone in their face that we got no history. They try and keep buildings that are 50 years old, and they think it's history here. But guys, what a wonderful show we've had. This is awesome. You guys are more than welcome to come back, except for Albert. If Milan wins the title this year, then he's never coming on the show again.
Listen, guys. If we win the title, I'm the happiest bloke on the planet, right?
Well, it's good. You didn't say the other M word or the other team in Milan, because if you did. I thought that's what you were hinting at. No.
Nah, he wants to see Ibrahimovic get one of those winners' medals.
Yeah.
Hate that guy. Fucking hate that guy.
Oh, God. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming again. Check these guys out. They're going to be on La Panchina tomorrow on, with Roman. And is Al going to be there?
Yeah.
Has he sorted his computer trouble? Yeah, so they're back up and running. You're going to hear some crazy reactions. at multiple speed at different times, which
Miles
is so awesome. I love that. I love that part of the show. And so check them out. Obviously at Juventissimo 90s it's Graeme 1897. This account, correct?
Yep.
Graeme 1897. Check the blog. Beware. Graham's kids are coming through the ranks. They've been taking notes in the background, and they're just gonna take all of us out. Auber, your kids are going to be striking us down in the future. So we only have a couple of years, and that's about it. So guys, for the next couple of years, enjoy, and then I'm going to be handing the reins over. And that's about it. But yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, guys.
Yeah, it's been good.
Great to be back. Anytime.
Nice shirt, Brian, by the way.
Yeah, check out the new drop, guys. We got the Nedved, we got the Trezeguet, brilliant as always. Don't check out Turin's Finest because we don't know what brand that's coming from. I don't know who owns it. I don't know who the fuck. It somehow came out of. It was a brand, then someone took over. Some checks were handed underneath the table. I don't know. That's all I've heard. Don't take my word for it. But yeah, guys,
you can't go wrong with Del Piero on a t-shirt.
You cannot. No. Support, show the love, guys, and hopefully one day we'll get some Juventinita merch because apparently everybody's doing it. So, guys, you know the channels, you know where to find us. Stay tuned. We got plenty more to come. And let's enjoy the season, everybody. Forza Juve. Fino alla fine. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Let me finish. Oh shit! I didn't record.
No, I was watching the left-hand corner.